I'm David Harvey, and in this masterclass I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how we look after the furniture that we've got here in my showrooms, and give you some simple tips that you can use to look after those cherished items that you have in your own home. To stay up to date with recent acquisitions, tips about caring for your cherished pieces, and free antiques fairs invitations, why not subscribe to our newsletter using the link below. First of all, though, I'm going to move the bracket clock off the top of this cabinet. Now, bracket clocks, like so many pieces, have handles on them, but never ever pick anything up by the handle. And the reason for that is very simple. This handle could come off, and if you're carrying the clock by the handle, it will make the most horrendous noise as it hits the ground as the handle separates from the case and the piece smashes up. So always take it from underneath. Here in the showrooms we keep pieces free of dust and finger marks with a soft cloth. Now, the finger marks are important because it's the grease from your fingerprints that actually will eat into the polish and leave a mark on there. So we literally always walk around with a duster in our pockets so that we can just take off any finger marks and dust on a piece. Occasionally, though, we need to wax that same piece. So we use just a clear wax that you can see in there, and when we apply the wax using a soft cloth, you make a nice pad out of the soft cloth, apply some wax onto it, and then just in a circular motion move the wax onto the piece of wood. The wax nourishes the timber and keeps it looking in fine fettle. And we then just have to wait for a couple of minutes for the wax just to settle and to harden slightly. Of course, putting the wax on is the easy part. It's getting it off and burnishing it that takes a little more effort, but we'll have a go anyway. And I always believe in burnishing a piece like this, running this pad, which is from a fresh cloth. I never use the same cloth for putting wax on and taking it off. Always use a clean, soft duster to burnish it. And I always burnish it in the direction of the grain. It works best that way and shows the grain off to the very best effect. That was relatively painless, but I think you can probably see that it's brought it very much more to life. As for how often you should do that with your own pieces at home, I think the answer is probably 2, maybe 3 times a year, depending upon the conditions in your own home. Shouldn't need more than that. But in effect, if you look at a piece and you think it just looks a little bit dull, try a little bit of wax in one little spot and see if that helps. If it does, then you know what the answer is. We're also asked quite often, do you polish the handles? And the answer to that is these pieces, high caliber town pieces, were made for homes where they had the staff to keep them absolutely spotlessly clean. So the answer is yes, we do polish the handles. And these have been left for a while now, but I'll show you how we clean them. I'm sure you're all familiar with a preparatory Brasso or Duraglit wadding, which is what we use. And if you take just a small piece of the wadding then I always recommend holding a card behind, just so that you can't get any of the metal polish that's on the wadding onto the wood behind, because it could stain the wood, and we wouldn't want that to happen. In fact, you can see from the colour of that wadding how it has changed as it's taken the tarnish off the handle. It's now gone a dark brown colour with the dirt that's on there. Now again, we have to just wait for a couple of minutes whilst that dries, and then I'll just burnish that off, and you'll see the difference that that has made comparing it to the handle below. Now again, we've allowed a couple of minutes for the polishing to work. With a little bit of luck now, just rubbing it with a clean cloth taken from a clean area, and we've just used it to lighten up this particular handle. And you can see just how much dirt has come off from that one handle. So here you can clearly see the difference that a little bit of wadding and quite a lot of elbow grease can make to this lovely, lovely library secretaire cabinet. It was made by Gillows of Lancaster in about 1780, 1790. And these are the original knobs on there, and you can see they're highly detailed, and they would have been quite expensive in their day. Thank you for watching this masterclass. You can subscribe to our channel by pressing the notification bell below. I look forward to seeing you again very soon.